What's up, people? It's your girl Adela. Okay, I don't know what happened, but we actually recorded this video last week and we made it live Saturday morning, except that half the people could hear, half the people could not hear what we were talking about. We don't know what happened. It must be the enemies of progress. Maybe someone needed to hear this and the enemies were just like, no, you will not hear this video. So now we're reshooting we shot the last video about money. So if you've seen the last video about money, that's basically what we were talking about. Okay, so God help your girl. If you're having any trouble hearing, please let us know in the comment section. Hopefully you're not having any trouble this time around. So all right, let's get to it. I'm always so excited whenever we are talking about money on this platform. You know, how to save money, getting into debt or getting out of debt, investment opportunities, starting a business, becoming financially free and building wealth. I get so excited when we talk about things like this because we don't get to learn about this in school. Quick disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a what? A financial advisor. Also, I am not certified to talk about money. I'm not even rich. So you cannot quote me. I'm only talking from my own little knowledge. And I'm doing this because I found out that a lot of people believe that the way to have money is just by paying tithe and offering. Yeah, simply because some pastors have told them, if you don't give to God, you are cursed, this, that. So many people are giving to God because they want to be rich and they're looking for breakthroughs. And then after years and years of giving false fruit, giving everything, nothing changes in their lives. And they wonder what is happening. Also, I'm doing this because they don't teach us about money in schools. Many parents also don't teach their children how to handle money, how to make money, how to save money. They leave them like that. So regardless of the level of education or qualification or experience, so many people end up in a rat race. That's the term we use for a situation where you work for so long, but you have nothing to show for it. You get paid, you spend everything on bills, and then at the end of the month, your money is gone. And then you have to start all over, working hard again. So, as you guys already know, I don't know anything. I've said that over and over again, which is why in some of the videos that I'll be making about money, in subsequent videos, I'll be bringing in experts. This one is just an introductory video, and I'm only speaking from my little knowledge, like I said. So, I may say some ridiculous things. In fact, I take that back. I will definitely say some things that you will not like. So, apologies in advance for those that will be offended by this video. Forgive me even before I offend you. So, in today's video, I just want us to agree on 3 basic things. It's like laying the foundation before we dive into money proper. Number 1, if you really want to be financially independent, if you want to build wealth, if you want to be financially free, you have to know that nobody owes you anything and that life is whatever you make of it. You have to believe that. That's the first thing, because if you don't have that understanding, that mindset, you will never take responsibility for your own life. Nobody can help you if you have a mindset that someone else owes you something just because that person has money. We have a lot of undisciplined people in our society. No offense, I beg no vex, but there are so many people that want what disciplined people got by hard work and discipline, but they are not willing to do what those people did to get their money. We have a culture where if one person is doing well financially, everybody that has access to that person wants this person to take up their own responsibility. They want to put everything on the person. I know that this is very direct, so please don't take offense. I'm not trying to insult anybody. I already know that I'll probably get some phone calls from some people that will be like, okay, Adela, so you think you have arrived? So we should not ask you for money. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, I'm not saying that people shouldn't help. You guys know that I'm big on helping people. If God has blessed you, hey, help others. Also, I'm not saying that if one person succeeds, if one person is successful, they should not help their siblings or their family members. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't ask people for help sometimes, because I understand that once in a while people need help. What I am saying though is, do not make it a habit to always run to other people to solve your problem. Do not have an entitlement mentality. So long as you feel entitled to what someone else has, you will never grow on your own. There are people that only call you when they need money. Yes, amen. Somebody in the comment section. Some people will even tell you how much you should send them. Some people will say that they are borrowing it, they will promise heaven and earth to pay it back, and they won't. And they won't even act as if they know that they are owing you money. Jesus. This is all coming from having a sense of entitlement to what someone else has worked for. You know, it's so hard to give people with a sense of entitlement because they're never truly grateful. In their mind, with all the money that you have, this is the small amount that you're sending to me. Can you imagine how much she sent? That's what some people say when you send them money. So it doesn't matter how much tithe and offering you are paying. If you have that kind of mindset, you will never grow on your own. You will never figure out what you can do on your own. And if you're wondering what the Bible says about this, because I know some people would like to know, the Bible talks at length about being content. About being content. Philippians 4:11, I've learned to be content in whatever circumstance I find myself. And also the Bible talked at length about being grateful. In fact, James chapter 4 said that you covet and you cannot obtain. So because of that, you fight and you quarrel with people. And this sense of entitlement, according to James chapter 4, can even lead some people to commit murder. You know, in Nigeria, where I'm from, there are many widows who are suffering today just because the guy's family feels entitled to something that the husband and wife built together, to what they worked for. Someone dies and suddenly his family lays claim on his properties. They send the wife and children packing. And you must have seen people who even kill family members to get their properties. I have seen that. In this age, people feel so entitled to what you have, to the point where people make rich people feel guilty for not spending their money on them. Let me know if you've experienced that in the comment section. At the same time, these people are not willing to do what the rich people did to get the money that they have legally. I'm not talking about people who made their money illegally. So you may be wondering, what should you do? Change your tactic. Instead of thinking that it is somebody else's responsibility to take care of you, instead of always asking for money, start asking people to teach you how to make money. It's like asking how to fish so that you can also stand on your own feet. When you have like 10,000 naira or $100, £100 or something that you can spare, call a friend who is well-to-do and ask this person, from your experience, how do you think I can multiply this 10,000 naira? How can I multiply this $100? They will be so happy to teach you from their experience. You cannot live your life being always dependent on someone else if you are really serious about knowing how money works. So nobody owes you anything. If someone gives you money, that's the second thing that you must do. Be grateful, regardless of how much. That one act of being grateful, the act of gratitude, will open numerous doors for you. If you ask for 10,000 naira and someone gives you 5,000, call them several times to thank them. Next time, they'll be willing to do even more. Don't be calling them just because you want more. Next time, be genuine in your gratitude. Otherwise, what will you do if the person dies? Does that mean you will never find a way again? You should have it in mind that if they can do it, that you can also do it. It's okay to ask people for help, but don't feel entitled. So much so that if they tell you that they don't have money at that time, you automatically make them an enemy. Don't do that. You don't even know what they're going through. You're not ready to make it. If you are like that, you need to think about their own needs as well. The more money people get, the more their responsibility. Especially people living abroad, with how COVID has dealt with us in the last 1 year. Some of you back home don't even know that millions of people lost their jobs in the abroad because of COVID-19. You just assume that they should spend their money on you. You should be asking about their well-being as well. So once you know that nobody owes you anything, first of all, it will make you more grateful, and that gratitude alone will open doors for you beyond your wildest dreams. When you appreciate what people do for you, then you are ready to learn how money works. Now, number two, you have to take responsibility for where you are in life. Amen, somebody. Stop blaming everybody else. Stop finding excuses. Oh, it's because my father died. I'm so sorry that your father died. I actually know what that feels like. And I don't dispute that losing parents can cause major setbacks in life. I'm not disputing that. But do not forget that there are some people that didn't even have a father figure in their lives at all. There are so many people that never knew their parents and they still made it in life. Oh, it's because I didn't study abroad. Shoo. There are so many poor people in this abroad. There are so many of us that studied in this abroad and we suffered. At the same time, there are so many uneducated yet wealthy people right where you are. Oh, it's because I didn't have the same opportunity as this person or that person. These are all excuses. Believe it or not, some people are praying for the opportunities that you have. You can give the same opportunity to two people and they will never have the same outcome in life. People that don't have the opportunities that you have are still making it legally. To build wealth starts with you taking responsibility for where you are right now. If you're a single parent, take responsibility for that and move on. It's not the end of the world. I've seen so many single moms and single dads who became millionaires. If you're unemployed, every day we see unemployed people coming up with ideas, starting their own businesses, creating apps, and thriving, especially in this age of social media. Anything is possible. So many unemployed people are making funny videos, putting them on Instagram. They're getting millions of followers. They're getting endorsements. They're making it. They are changing their own lives. They are taking their destiny in their own hands and changing their lives. So being unemployed, don't make that the excuse. Many of you, when you were young, especially if you didn't grow up in money and things were tight when you were young, maybe you had trouble paying school fees or you couldn't buy what your friends were buying at the time. Who did you blame? Who did you blame at that time when you were growing up? Be honest too. Many, if not all, at least some of you blamed your parents. No, be so. You blamed your parents for not being educated. If they are not educated, you say this is why they don't have money. You blame them for having more kids than they can take care of you. Some of you are like, why do you have all these kids? You know you can't take care of us. Now, imagine if your parents at that time were telling you, well, it's because they didn't study abroad or it's because their parents died. What would you say at that time? Some of you will say, Dad, please stop making excuses. Other parents are still making it regardless of the situation. Isn't that what you would have said at that time? Well, now you're also an adult, maybe. Or maybe you're even a parent now, so you know how it feels. Take responsibility. Stop blaming everybody else. The moment you take responsibility for your life, because admit it or not, you've also made decisions that contributed to where you find yourself right now. For every action, there is a reaction. Taking responsibility means finding out how you got yourself into trouble and figuring out how you get yourself out of it without necessarily calling everybody all the time to get you out of trouble. That is when you are ready to grow. Number 3, you must have a strong why. Why do you want to have money? No, really, why? Because if you don't have a strong why, if your why is not strong enough, you won't follow through with the principles that we will be discussing in the subsequent videos. You won't have the discipline to do what rich people do. You will always find excuses. You may even give up along the way. You will get tired when things don't work as quickly as you want, because some of you are trying to hammer like yesterday, you know. It's like counting the cost even before you start a project, so you know why it's worth it. That is why you need a strong why. Let me give you examples. Someone may say, I want to have money because I believe I should do better for my children than my parents did for me. And then someone else may say, my children should not grow up with less than what I enjoyed growing up because they grew up in money. And then someone else may say, I want to have money because I want to help as many people as possible to be on their feet. Someone else may say, I want to have money because I just want to have a better car or a better house. There's nothing wrong with wanting a better car or a better house, but why do you want a better car? You should also know that, you know. Think deep. Maybe you just don't want to keep going to the mechanic all the time to fix your old car. You know what I mean? So you have to know your why, and that is what will get you out of bed early in the morning when your mates are sleeping. That is what will help you to cut down costs and start saving money. In fact, write it down, because if you don't have a written down why, it's like writing down a goal, then you won't even know if you are making progress or not. I know people who grew up in poverty when I was growing up, and they hated it, and they vowed, they promised to do whatever it would take so that they wouldn't raise their own children the way they were raised in poverty. And that was their why at that time. But they are now trapped in the rat race. They've forgotten how it was when they were growing up. They are now raising their kids the same way they were raised. They forgot their why. So it's very important for you to define your why. So today we've laid foundation. We've talked about knowing that nobody owes you anything, taking responsibility for where you are, and knowing your why. I want to know what you guys think about these 3 things before we move on to talk about money proper. Share your experience with us in the comment section if you've experienced any of these things. Also, if you don't mind sharing, please put down your why in the comment section. In the next video, we'll talk about saving money, why it's very important, how to save money, especially when you don't have money. How do you save money when you don't have enough money, you know, to meet your needs? Anyway, that's what we'll talk about in the next video. Alright guys, don't forget to subscribe if you're yet to. I'm watching you on Plasma TV. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, I'm gonna see you later. Peace out. Why can't you just sit in one place? You kept making noise the entire video. Seriously? Must you do all that right now? Ah, father.